Southern Pacific region, number 1, which is Northern California. So kati abantu abasinga bawulira California balooza mostly South Los Angeles. Naye ate nze ndi mu North, so I represent San Francisco Bay Area, including parts of Nevada.
Sanyusa okulaba nyawo once again. Amanya gange Salongo Chigundu wano nga ndi wano mu Chicago mu masekati ga America nga bwe mpitawo. Ate gwe oli tuyitayo ebugwanjuba ga America. That's the West, right? I know you mentioned to me that your Uganda is limited, so I definitely understand that. So feel free to mix it up. Use any language that you feel comfortable with, knowing that we have an audience that sometimes likes to hear something other than English. So our languages, Uganda has so many of them, so whenever we can, I'd like to also communicate to our members in the languages that they understand. Once again, welcome to my studio. Hudah Mukiibi, you are Unaa Council representative.
Yes, sir.
For which region?
Southern Pacific region, number 1, which is Northern California. So kati abantu abasinga bawulira California balooza mostly South Los Angeles. Naye ate nze ndi mu North, so I represent San Francisco Bay Area, including parts of Nevada.
So Unaa Council, so this is the Uganda North American Association that we're talking about. And there's a council, there's an executive, and then there's a board of trustees. And I like to say this all the time because I know we sometimes have new members, new arrivals who just come into this country, so they may not know all of that. So I always like to mention that right off the gate. So thanks again for joining me here. I asked you to come here so that I could get some updates from you about the region that you represent, because you guys are hosting the next Unaa convention.
Correct.
How is that going? I am assuming you're dialed in with the organizing committee or the local organizing committee that is going to do the preparations for this. So you as a representative, my assumption is that you dial into them and you could give me some updates about where we are at, what any updates that our members should know at this time.
Yes, no problem. First and foremost, nsansenyo kubola mwena abatuwuliriza all the viewers. Amanya gange nze Hudah abatansi Mukiibi, ndi mukulembeza wa Northern California ne bitundu bya Nevada. Nga sebo mami Chigundu bwayogedde, nkulira local chairwoman for the convention. Again, kubeera Labor Day weekend, first weekend in September. So right now we are in full swing planning mode. I have a local team that I'm overseeing, planning committee. The biggest thing right now is to get registration. Deadline so the 15th, naye due to popular demand, abantu batugamba ati twakaba munaku nkulu, twetagamu time netubawuliriza. So we ended up extending the time to the 31st of January. What does that mean? It means that if you already are a Unaa member, this is the opportunity to take the time to register. It's only at 180 for members. Non-members, it's at 210.
That's a important distinction. I think a lot of people assumed everybody is at 210, but
yes.
Yeah.
So it's for members. Members get a discount. If you're a current Unaa member and you register, it's going to be at 180. After January 1st, though, the amount will go up again. And so there won't be any way for us to go back. Keep in mind that we were very fortunate. Kubanga, we were supposed to host San Francisco back in 2020.
That's right.
COVID, pandemic, I'm sorry. And then it was just postponed. We had an online convention. Fortunately, we got to host again this year, 2022. Being that San Francisco is huge, multicultural city, it's pricey. So I encourage people to register as soon as you're able to, because prices are going to go up. We were fortunate that we had the hotel at the same prices as we negotiated. So they did us a favor, actually. They could have increased the prices, but we were able to keep the same price that we had last year. 2 years ago, which is a good thing.
Well, that's great. That's
absolutely great. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. Webale nnyo webalire ddala okutubuliramu awo ekyo kyokoze okwawuliramu kankyogere mu lulimi lwaffe abalala basinga obulungi bayinza okutegeera nti waliwo enjawulo mu ssente eza discount kati gye tuyita early bird. Memba wa Unaa asasula $180 kyokka okwewandiisa mu convention okubeera convention yonna ebikujjuko ebigenderamu ennaku ne programming yonna agenderako ennaku 3 zonna $180 kyokka. After January 31st ng'omukyala bw'agambye ssente zijja kweyongera ate era zigenda zeyongera gye tuliko mu kusemberera convention zituuka ne mu $350 n'obusobi. So ate abantu bangi bagenda bagamba banaagenda oba siigende naye ate era ba ending up nga bazze kubanga convention buli muntu ayagala okugyetabamu teyagala kugimisinga. So omugezi abuukinga kati ku $180. That's a very low rate. Non members $210. Ekyo amawulire otuwadde malungi nnyo bale kutujjukiza kikulu nnyo ekyo. Kaakati ng'omaze okumpa ku bigenda ku convention ate mu Unaa council yeeyo mutuyiiza ki kirabika nga akasirikiryo ne manyi muli busy manyi sigwe spokesperson wa Unaa council naye kyonna ky'obuulira bamemba any news?
Kaakati twabadde n'olukiiko lwaffe lwasoose ku mwaka guno jo nga we're still making some plans of what we want to bring to the community. Right now we are during election right now, we are electing positions for Director of Development, Director of Finance, and Director of Communication, IT. So once that's complete, we'll be tujja kuba tubatukiriza ebirala ebijja mu maaso.
Okay. Yeah, ekyo nkyakadde okuba nti okyogeddeko kubanga era kuba memba baffe abapya oba oli awo n'abaliwo abatamanyi bwe kitambula ebifo ebyo omukyala byayogeddeko Director of Finance, Director of Communications ne Director of Development. Ebyo bifo tebivuganyizibwako. Bwe tubeera mu kulonda kati nga bwe twali Cincinnati okulonda campaign kiki executive weemala okulondebwa mwaba memba ba Unaa ate yo in turn ekola appointments neeronda abantu bano okujjuza ebifo ebyo ebisatu okugiyambako okuddukanya emirimu gya Unaa. So ekyo bwe kitambula bwe bamala okukola appointments ezo ne baziweereza mu Unaa council mukyalo ono gyaweereza ate council yo ne tutunulamu negamba yes or no tumukkiriza no tumuganye kati ekyo bwe kityo bwe kitambula naye webale nnyo webalire ddala kakati akasembayo mangu saagala kutwalira budde bungi. Waliwo omuntu gwe tulaba omwami amannya Timothy Kizito gwe ndaba nga alangibwa nti ali missing. Los Angeles Police Department yafulumya negamba omuntu ono amanyi nakyamanyi ku muntu atubuulire. So is this your area? Is this your jurisdiction, first of all, before I make an assumption?
No. So Los Angeles is actually in the South.
Okay.
That's not the area which I represent. Nayenga ekintu ky'omwami Kizito Bambi, the community in Los Angeles are doing anything and everything. Okulaba Antino, Omwamayo, Bamulaba. The problem is that because unfortunately being a missing person is such a common case, Los Angeles is a huge city, metropolitan city. So as you go to report that there's a missing person, there's another report that comes in. So they have cases upon cases upon cases. So in such circumstances, there have to be a really distinct case to get their attention, so to speak. Community of Los Angeles, they're just sitting back and waiting for things to happen. Bambi bagezezzaako era nakati bagezezzaako baba badde basaasaanya flyers, they're calling the police department, buli kisoboka bagezaako.
All right, yeah, no, manyishi, I'm sure bagezaako. So nze nange kati njagadde kakozesa kakisa wano nga bwe nkufunye kukuba mulanga eri the wider Ugandan community yonna gye bali nti yonna gye tuwangaalira wano mu North America nti bw'olaba oba omanyi byonna ebikwata ku munnaffe ono Timothy Kizito, ekifaananyi ngenda kukiteekawo ku lutimba oluvannyuma. Tegeeza community leader akuli okumpi, tekiwandiikira Unaa kubi nange oba osobola okungamba nti Ssaalongo ntwalabye omuntu oba gundi yatugambye any information eyinza okuyambako okulaba nti poliisi bana law enforcement bazuula munnaffe ono is welcome. So first of all kubamanyisa ate n'okubasaba nti mubeere on the lookout if you know anything munnaffe ameesinga. Yasemba okuwulizwa ku ssimu ye December 19, 2021. That was last year. So last heard from December 19 last year before Christmas. He was flying out of Los Angeles, catching a flight to another destination, and I think that's the last time they heard from him. So if anybody knows he has anything, please reach out, help, find Munafi. So oh, tomorrow is Martin Luther King Day. What does Martin Luther King mean to us as a community? And as we remember him and where we are at, any thoughts?
Well, it's a federal holiday, so some of us are off, others are working, but it's holiday to commemorate all the contribution to the civil rights movement, which he did for the United States. So that's why we observe Martin Luther King. Nene kyakembadde nnyo okugira nga tuvudde ku Martin Luther King holiday. Abantu abali Uganda babadde batuweereza message w'obulango how they can come to Unaa convention. Mbadde nsaba bagamba nti we have a web page, Uganda North American Association. Bw'oba olina ensonga oba any questions, send us a message. Any clarifications that you may have, step-by-step guidelines, tujja kuba tusobola kubaddamu. Naye n'ekirala, Unaa as an organization, again, we encourage people, abaagala bo abalina obusobozi okujja, we welcome you. But we don't promise anything in terms of visa rules. Abantu bayinza okulowooza nti nja kujja nfune visa. No, we don't have any control. We just can give you guidelines and steps and instructions and just hope for the best and encourage you.
Okay.
Yes.
Very, very important point. Very important point. Unaa she gaba visa. Right? Yes, exactly. Yeah. Now, Weber, thank you very much for taking the time, stopping by here. Hope to have you more again with Farida this time, so we get to know a little more about the whole wider, right?
California, yes.
Yeah. I think because we are here in the Midwest, we have our representatives, but it's always good to know what's going on elsewhere. Particularly, there's a lot of Ugandans in that area, and knowing that you guys are hosting the convention, so I'm hoping to work with you guys to continue to inform the membership about as we sprint towards the next convention. So thank you and enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Thank you so much, Civil. Thank you.
You're
Take care.
welcome. All right.
Bye.
Kale, thank you.